Never, never, never die. 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 Never die.
All right, this is the Angry Dad. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. And before we get into today's podcast, I'd like to thank my podcast sponsors, Everyday Fit Life. If you're looking for a nutritional program that's going to help set you up, something that's going to help guide you to losing weight, feeling great, getting in shape. You want to tone the body and lose the weight, you can do that with a lean body program. If you want to build muscle and shed the pounds, you can do that with a strong body program. And each one of them comes in a 30-day, 60-day, 90-day plan. This is something to help set you up for the rest of your life. This is not just for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. And guess what? You will lose weight in that time. But if you keep the program running, it will take you to the goals you want to keep and maintain the life. Because that's the thing. It's to mold you into the habits you need to build. And that's Everyday Fit Life. Use the link in the notes. It really helps me out. And you get 20% off with code AngryDad at checkout at Everyday Fit Life. Use the link, 20% off with code AngryDad at checkout. Max Performance for You. Max Performance for You. MaxPerformanceForYou.com. And that's a number 4 U. All right. For your peptides, I'm talking about BP157, TB500. You want to get that Wolverine stack. I know in my age, guess the fuck what? It just is what it is. You don't heal, you don't recover, but a little boost to help regenerate the body, it's a big help. And you can do that at Max Performance for You. Use code AngryDad at checkout for 10% off at MaxPerformanceForYou.com. They also have all the GLP-1s, Ozempic, Trizepatide, Retatrutide. Get hooked up there for your doses. All right. That's MaxPerformanceForYou.com. Thank you guys for using my sponsors. It really helps me out. I appreciate it and all that good fucking shit. Let's get into today's show. Look, no one ever realizes how hard it is for you to change. I'm talking about you physically, mentally, spiritually, everything. It is so fucking hard for you to change who you are. Where we, as people, sometimes we get set in our ways, and it's like, how? You know, it takes life-changing, events, getting divorced, a death, a breakup, saying losing your job. There's things that trigger you in your life to change, to grow, to shed the skin of who we were. And then, we go through our lives, we get in relationships, and sometimes people never change, and when we talk about people never changing, think about how hard it is for you to change, how hard it is for you to grow. And then to expect that from somebody else just by talking to them, just by expecting it from them. You had to go through a life-changing, event to become the person you are. And yet we get in relationships and just expect people to mold to what we want, to who they need to be, to these things. And yet they're not going through a life-changing event. And you might be thinking, oh, well, I'm a life-changing event. No. People learn their habits. People grow into their habits. People have a way of life to live. All right. Everything's all fun and games when, you first get in a relationship and you're happy and it's this honeymoon stage where everything is fucking great. We have everything in common. But once that calms the fuck down and it settles in, then you start looking like, well, I don't like this. They're doing this. This is what's happening. And then you expect them to just fucking uproot themselves. How hard was it for you to change? How hard was it for you to grow? How hard was it to change who the fuck you are when you went through the shit you went through? And then all of a sudden you're expecting that from somebody fucking else. That's poor mindset. That's poor thinking. It's so fucking hard, to cut people out your life. It's so hard to accept people into your life. Because when you go through the shit you go through, all of a sudden you have standards. All of a sudden you know what you want. All of a sudden, there's things that you want in your life only. And when you start seeing the negative shit, you don't want to allow that in. Some people, guess what? They're going to have that in them. They're going to be negative. They're going to be, not fucking willing to bend, change, grow, anything. They like the way they are. They're going to be the way they are. And that's the thing, is recognizing that, seeing that, understanding that. So you put yourself in the right position. You know, like I said, shit happens over time. People do change, people do grow, people do adapt, all that fucking shit. But a lot of the times, it doesn't fucking happen like that. People are stuck in their ways. Whether you choose to accept it or not, that's just what it is. But it's opening your eyes and understanding that, seeing that, recognizing that, and getting that. You know, I'm not the most easy person to fucking live with. I'm not the most fucking like, oh, go with the flow. It's like, no, I'm a very specific way, and I do things a very specific way in my life. A lot of people don't like that because I'm not confrontational, but I do like to stand on my point. I do like to stand on my business. I do like to speak my fucking mind. I'm not going to hold back just to save somebody's fucking feelings, because that's not me. That'll never be me. I speak my fucking mind. I tell my fucking truth, whether they like it or not. Some people, guess what? It's uncomfortable for them. They don't like to be talked to straightforward. In any kind of relationship, I'm not just talking about a fucking relationship between a man. I'm talking about friends, family members, people that are around you. Like I said, this is not just relationship advice. This is, hey, this is how I talk. This is how I walk. This is how I fucking act. Nothing will ever fucking change that. Some people don't like it. So some people aren't in my life. But at the same time, I recognize that, because guess what? This is how I am. This is how I always will be. And it's vice versa. All right. There's a lot of people that talk a certain way and act a certain way. And guess what? They're not involved in my life. And the reason they're not involved in my life is because I don't deal with it. I don't like it. So I don't accept it into my life. Some people will never fucking change. Some people do. Some people grow. Some people will become who they need to be later in life. And yet, a lot of people get left behind. I'm saying these things because it's understanding and recognizing it. These are patterns in our lives that we need to see. These are patterns that we need to recognize. And the reason we need to recognize them is because, do I want this in my life? Do I want to have this in my life? Do I want to deal with this in my life? Because that's the biggest thing. When you allow negativity, when you allow bullshit, when you allow chaos into your life, guess the fuck what happens? You will have a chaotic life. You will have a disruptive life. You will be involved in something that won't make you happy. But a lot of people deal with it. A lot of people deal with it. I don't do drama. I don't like bullshit. I do not like anything that disrupts my life. Look, I have friends that go through events. I have family members that go through events. I have people that I need to be there for, and guess what? I am. But if they live in that chaos, if they thrive in that chaos, and it's nothing but chaos, guess what I don't do? That. And the reason I don't do that is because that's not what I want in my life. I don't want to be on the phone. I don't want to fucking talk. I don't want to give advice to somebody who doesn't give a fuck. All right? I don't want to repeat myself. I am a person who is, I'm always right. We all know who that person is. I will say it to your fucking face. That's just how I fucking am. I can read the fucking room. I can tell you your problem. You can deny it all you fucking want. Doesn't mean I'm not going to pop up the fucking flag and be like, hey, here's the problem. Here's the issue. If you can't fix it, that's on fucking you. I'm giving you the advice that you don't want to fucking hear. And the reason I do it is because you're asking me. And I will give the advice repeatedly. But at a certain point in time in my life, I no longer give a fuck and no longer deal with. And I fucking literally pull myself out of the situation. And the reason I pull myself out of the situation is because I'm not dealing with that. I can tell you the same fucking thing over and over. Doesn't mean you're going to fucking do anything about it. Some people just want to be heard. And that's great. But guess the fuck what? If I got to keep hearing the same fucking problem over and over, then guess what? You need to find somebody the fuck else to cry to, because I'm not sitting here listening to you complain about life when you choose not to fucking fix it. A lot of people choose not to fucking change. A lot of people choose to not fucking grow. And when they want to sit in it, stew in it, and live it, guess what? That's on them. But that's what I'm getting to. That's what I'm fucking explaining. That's what I'm trying to get my point across is we have these people that come into our lives. We don't recognize it. We don't see it at first. But as soon as you do, stand on fucking business. Understand, I don't do this. I don't like this. I explain this all the fucking time. Completely make sure that you prove to you and yourself and to those around you, like, no, not me, not this. I don't mind helping. I don't mind being there. I don't mind fucking just going through the trenches with you. But if you're not making progress in life, if you're not fucking changing, then I got to take myself out of that situation. That's just what it is. That's 100% what it needs to be. You know, a lot of us suffer in silence dealing with people like this. We constantly, you know, we love them. We feel like we owe them. We feel like, you know, no one else is going to be there for them. But guess what? That's the situation they put themselves in, not us. We don't owe nobody nothing. You know, they're like, blood is thicker than water. Fucking family is first. Guess what? I get that. I 100% understand. But at a certain fucking point, people ain't gonna fucking change. They ain't gonna fucking grow. A lot of people ain't willing to go through the life event to help them change, realize, or see what the fuck they're doing to you and to the others around you. And that's what you have to recognize. That's what you have to see. That's what you have to go through. Like I said, we all have that person in our lives. Guess what? You can be there for them. But will it ever change? Will they ever change? Will it always be the same? How many times have you taken the same phone call? How many times have you taken the same text? How many times have you sat there like, what am I doing? And yet, you just deal. You just do. You're just there. You're just fucking like, please, I want this phone call to be over. How many times have you looked at your caller ID and like, oh, let me take a breath before I take this fucking call? That's a real fucking talk. This is real situation. Everybody goes through this, period. But that's what I'm trying to fucking get across is you don't have to deal with it. You never have to. And the reason you don't have to is because you don't owe anybody anything. You know, we all have this fucking feeling of like, I got to. No one else will. Guess what? There's a lot of other people that will. They just choose to call you because you keep fucking answering. It's because you're constantly fucking there. It's because you show up. So they manipulate you. They talk to you. They make you feel bad for them. You fucking like all this fucking magical word dance around that fucking keeps you locked in. But you choose to do it. I choose, and like I said, and I've made this choice a long time ago. I will tell you a few times, if you choose not to fucking answer, you choose not to fucking listen, you choose to ignore what I'm fucking telling you, then guess the fuck what? We don't deal with it. I don't do drama. I don't do bullshit. I do not want chaos in my peaceful fucking life. If there's chaos in my life, it's because it's my chaos or it's my loved ones, my family, my wife, my kids, my dogs. I will accept their chaos and be there for them. Anybody fucking else? I give two fucks. Two flying fucks about it. You know? Like I said, some people can take advice. Some people can call and I can talk to them. And if they ask me for their advice or if they're just trying to let off fucking steam, guess what? I understand what that is. I've had my friends that have heard my bullshit, and I've had my friends that I've heard their bullshit. And it's just venting, talking, walking it through, throwing out a piece of advice here and there. And guess what? It's over. Because that's what a conversation is. It's, I feel better. I'm relieved. Things have been solved. I've let a little steam off. I've let a little pressure off, and I am okay now. Thank you. You see what I'm fucking saying? That's an actual fucking, hey, a problem, talked about it, let off some steam, got some advice, saw a different perspective, and now I can go on my fucking merry way because I feel fucking better. And the people that fucking want to call you with their chaos will never, ever admit it's their fault, accept someone else's point of view, or hear the fucking answer. They just want to fucking repeat. Let me go back to the beginning and explain this again because you're not seeing what I'm seeing. I was like, no, I'm on the outside. I can see the fucking bullshit. You're just not choosing to fucking hear anything I have to fucking say because you want to emphasize, poor me, poor this is fucked up. Why is this always happening to me? And you don't want to hear what I have to fucking say. If we have a conversation that loops right back to fucking the bullshit and you don't want to fucking hear any fucking thing I have to fucking say, why did I just waste my fucking time? Why am I dealing with this? If you want someone to fucking cry to who's going to accept every fucking thing that you're fucking saying and not fucking give you an answer, you better call the fuck somebody else because it ain't fucking me. You don't call me for that bullshit. Like I said, I have friends that call, they want to hear a straight fucking answer. Guess the fuck what? They call me, we talk, and I give them a straight fucking shot. Like, hey, this is what this is. This is what's going on. And how are you going to fucking fix it? Because this is what I think. And then I've had friends that call me and just, woe is me and fucking the world. I'm like, no, you caused it. You made this. Or, hey, you put yourself in that situation. How are you going to fix it? And then we never get to the fucking answer. Because it's never your fucking fault. I'm just saying. I've been there. I've done that. And I recognize it. And because I recognize it, I know how to take myself out of that situation. And I want you guys to understand that it's okay to feel bad. It's okay to it's okay to ignore that person. It's okay to put that person off. Because all they're doing is draining you, draining your mental energy, draining your spiritual energy, draining your life essence because they're putting you in that situation because nothing will be resolved at the end of this conversation. That's what it comes down to. That's absolutely what it comes down to. Nothing will be resolved from any interaction that we have because you choose not to fucking fix it. A lot of people won't fucking change. A lot of people won't fucking grow. A lot of people, they're just built a certain way. And when you recognize it and you see it and you understand it, you know how to avoid it. You know how to fucking take yourself out of that situation. You know how to fucking not deal with this fucking bullshit. At the end of the day, I want you guys to understand something. I don't do drama. I don't fucking do bullshit. And I want you to not have to deal with that shit either. So guess the fuck what? This is the Angry Motherfucking Dad. You want to watch this shit? YouTube. You want to listen to it? Spreaker, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, SoundCloud, Deezer, iHeartRadio. This motherfucker's everywhere. You can easily fucking find it. Rate, review, like, subscribe, all that fucking bullshit. Really helps me out, and I appreciate it. I'm also part of the Inner Circle Podcast Network, group of powerful podcasters out there sharing their shit. That is innercirclepn.com. Take it to everyone on our websites, everyone on our shows, so make sure you check the fuck out because we have shows as The Plunge, Failing Hollywood, Simmons and More, The Untrained Eye, The Hood Diner. Shit happens when you party naked. So make sure you check it the fuck out, and I'll see y'all motherfuckers on the next one. Fuck.
Always living, always living, always living, always living, always living.